us are.
Oh, well, somebody pressed it.
Yeah, it was me.
Somebody
I think when she left, it assigned me as running the meeting. So anyway,
Great. Well, why
You're the
don't you run
lucky
the meeting,
winner.
Sean?
yep.
So as the notes say, Sarah W is obviously out for an interview, and we've all now met her interviewee. And I have to leave in 20 minutes to pick up my kids. So I'm not going to be the note taker. Would somebody else who has not done it recently like to?
I can do it.
Tristan, thank you. Please insert your name where it says insert name. All right, Clement, why don't you take it away?
Yep. So next 2 weeks, I'll be doing the CEO shadow program. So I'll be not available for monitor stuff, but if you really need something urgent, you can ping me and I will try to figure out what to do. Just giving you all a heads up. Everything should be squared away and good to go. There is a backlog of front-end issues on 12.5. So everything should be smooth sailing, but just letting everybody know that that's happening.
Cool. I can't wait to hear how that goes.
For sure.
So Sarah W has a couple things in here that we can go through. The first one is to walk through the issue list for 12.5 and make sure the right issues have the deliverable label as Clement notes. We have updated all the issues listed in the planning issue with the deliverable label. I suppose it's probably still worth going through the board. Clement, would you like to share the board in case I have to leave?
Yeah, we can share the board, but I think the main
or do you
item,
think it's not worth it?
I think we can do it afterwards. I think the main topic
Okay.
that Sarah was asking is answered, at least to the best of my ability. I'm not sure what other value we would bring by going to the board for the specific question.
I see. In terms of adding the deliverable label.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I'm fine with that.
So the next one is the issue.
Mm-hmm.
I can share the screen for that one. Let's see. Hold on, I guess I haven't shared screen since I updated my Mac. I have to enable.
Oh yeah, I keep running into that issue, and I think that it makes you restart Zoom, which is why I haven't enabled it.
Yeah, it's asking me to restart Zoom.
I mean, somebody's gonna have to restart Zoom at some point.
All right. You can talk about it while I rejoin, and then I'll share after I rejoin.
All right, sure. So the summary of this issue is that there is no API to be able to set up a Sentry integration. So they would like this person who requested this. I actually don't know who this person is, but are they a customer? Perhaps. But yeah, they would like a way to use the API to set up a Sentry integration. I think that's the long and short of it.
It seemed like they wanted to have the API so they can automate setting up Sentry in like a lot of projects at the same time.
Yeah, probably. So what we have been tasked with doing is getting a sense of how big of an effort this would be, how complex it would be. Having not dealt with our APIs before, I don't have a very good sense right off the bat. Sean, I don't think that you have dealt with our external APIs yet, but do you?
Yeah. No. So, but I mean, like, I don't think this should be that tricky because it's relatively easy to set this up on the, interface we've got now. So I'm assuming it would be relatively easy. The only tricky part is that they'd need to specify the project. And at the moment, we don't fetch that list until you've entered in a key to access the API. So I don't know if this would have to be like a multi API flow, or whether or not they could provide all of that in a single request.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, I feel like it would be fine for it to be a two-step process where there's one API call, and what they get returned from that is the project or the project list, I guess. I don't know. I guess then you still have to choose the project, right?
Another thing to think about is, I know we've started doing more GraphQL stuff and we've kind of discussed that in one of the issues. Maybe another option is to add it to the GraphQL API versus just the REST API.
Right.
Something
That
to
is
consider.
That is part of the dream of the GraphQL API, right? That it would serve both our UI and serve as our external API for customers. So this might be a good place to delve in and do like our, well, I don't know if it's our first, but to implement this in GraphQL.
I think it'd be first for our stage.
So I know we don't weight issues or anything, really, at least not on the back end yet. So we don't really have language to help us with determining, I think, how big we feel this is. But to me, it sounds like a medium-sized issue, one that could pretty confidently be done in a milestone. Does anybody agree or feel differently?
Yeah, I mean, I think if we did RESTful, it would, I think it would be easy to finish in a milestone. But just because we haven't done a graph QL, integration yet in this team, as far as I'm aware, there potentially will be a bit of time to get up into speed with that. But and I'm actually just trying to understand: are we migrating to it for the public REST API, or is it just internal APIs
For this issue?
For the
or for GraphQL development?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Seth, do you know?
I am pretty sure that I read somewhere that is part of the reason, that's part of the justification for undertaking like the extra work to do the GraphQL first approach, is that, yeah, we want that to be both serving our UI and serving as our external API. I don't know if there's any plan to like when we would have everything moved to there and deprecate our other external API. I imagine that would be a long way off, but I think ideally we would build new things in GraphQL and just sort of build it once and not have like Rails controllers over here and external API over here.
As I think about this issue, I do feel like there's two different things that they're asking for: ability to add the integration to a project and then also to retrieve. So maybe something we need to figure out is which one's more important first, which one is easier to do first. That way we can scope it down a little bit smaller.
Yep, that's fair. Those are two different things.
So I'll write that down, but I think we're good about this issue, right?
I think so. I mean, what it seems like, it seems like it's probably not worth building this into the REST API, and instead it would be worth leveraging this as, our first issue or one of our first issues where we're using GraphQL. And then yes, splitting it into two issues, or having two separate issues rather for those two presumably different API endpoints.
Cool. I will capture that notes in this issue as a comment.
Thank you. All right. Well, that was the last thing on the agenda. So unless somebody has a last minute item to add, we can end the call. All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Nice short call. Take care.